I'm talking about Commanders Nation. And I've got no idea what the actual weather is in the district right now, but I know this. All Commander fan can see is sunshine and rainbows. In fact, double rainbows.
Oh my God. Oh.
Incredible.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It's so bright. Oh my God.
Commander fan. Whoa, my God. Oh. Oh, you're free. You're finally free, Commander fan. Woo. Why? It is officially the first morning in 24 years that Dan Snyder is not the owner of the Commanders, which means it is officially the best morning in 24 years for Commander fan. It also means, listen to this guy. He can't even contain himself. It's like he saw 8 rainbows. It also means it is one of the single worst stretches of team ownership in the history of American sports officially coming to an end. 24 years, 27 starting quarterbacks, and the same number of federal investigations as divisional titles. 24 years ago, the Commanders were first in NFL attendance. Last season, dead last. This dude ran that franchise right into the ground. Why not just run a parade through town right now? Like a championship parade. This is how hyped they are. Yes, they really did throw a giant Commander sale party. Just so everybody could come together and enjoy that epic moment as one. It took this dude, Josh Harris, like 2 minutes to do more for the Commander fans than Snyder ever did. And all he did was pick up the phone and offer to buy every one of them a beer. Already, he's a better owner than Snyder ever was, just by picking up the phone and calling a local station and offering to buy everybody a beer. Now, granted, he did have the lowest bar ever to clear for any owner, but he already cleared it just by walking in and stepping over it. I've got no idea how his ownership is going to go, but here's what I do know. It's one, already better than Snyder ever was, and he's owned the team 5 minutes. And two, he couldn't possibly be any worse than Snyder because it's not possible to be worse than Snyder. But remember, Commander fan doesn't just get Josh Harris in this deal. There is way more to it. It gets better. Not only do they get Josh Harris, they get Irv. That's right. Magic Johnson is part of the Harris ownership group, which is really a win for all of us. Because now Irv's incredible Twitter brand is expanding to the NFL, and I cannot wait for the tweets. Set up an alert on Irv's account right now just to make sure that I don't miss any of that. He popped up on the Today Show this morning with even more promising news for a Commander fan. And that news is there's a potential franchise name change on the table. Am I right, Irv? How does this guy get to so many places? Anyway, you know what? They should change that name. They should change that name in part because Commanders is really stupid. It's a dumb name. But really, they should change it because Dan Snyder chose it. It doesn't really matter what the name is. If the Dan picked it, it's got to go. That really should go for everything. In fact, they need to comb through the facilities and burn every single thing that dude touched. Burn it all.
Burning.
Because Dan Snyder was not just a terrible owner of a football team and a loser. He was also a creep and a crook, which is why he owes the Shield $60 million on the way out the door. They seriously ding this guy a $60 million fine after an independent investigation found that he had sexually harassed an employee and underreported revenues, among many other things. I mean, how do I say this? Scumbag? Bad dude. Which means he was essentially stealing from the league.
Loser.
And even worse, sexually harassing his employees as well. Hope that was all worth it, Dan. Hope it was all worth it. Hope you had fun turning an NFL franchise into your pathetic, creepy little kingdom for 2 decades. Because for the rest of the time, your reputation is going to be as your legacy as a creep, a loser, and a crook, and one of the single worst things to ever happen to the NFL, and the single worst thing to ever happen to Washington, D.C. sports. Enjoy that legacy, jackass.
Creep.
And don't try to run up in here and tell me that he gets the last laugh because he gets $6 billion. Don't try to tell me that $60 million is walk-around money for that guy and only 1% of that $6 billion. Listen, $60 million is still $60 million. And that $6 billion isn't as valuable to Dan as it would be to almost anybody else because he can't use any of that $6 billion to get the thing that he wants most, that football team back. That's what he wants. He said he would never sell that team. That was that dude's entire identity. That's what that guy was all about. Which is why the only last laugh is going to go to Commander fan himself or herself. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell to be the first to know when we do upload a new video.